National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said Sunday that President Joe Biden plans to urge President-elect Donald Trump not to abandon Ukraine when they meet on Wednesday. Trump defeated Vice President Kamala Harris in the November 5th presidential election and will take office on January 20, 2025. After Trump won, Biden congratulated him and invited the 45th, soon-to-be 47th president to the White House to ensure a peaceful transfer of power. The meeting between Biden and Trump is scheduled for Wednesday. On Sunday, Sullivan appeared on CBS News' Face the Nation, where he said Biden's main message would emphasize his commitment to a peaceful transition.
Well, the first and most important message will be that President Biden is committed to the peaceful transfer of power and to a responsible handoff from one president to the next, which is in the best tradition of our country and has been for the last 240 years.
Sullivan also noted that Biden will discuss global issues with Trump, including developments in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East.
And then they will go through the top issues, both domestic and foreign policy issues, including what is happening in Europe and Asia and the Middle East.
Sullivan said.
And the president will have the chance to explain to President Trump how he sees things, where they stand, and talk to President Trump about how President Trump is thinking about taking on these issues when he takes office.
Sullivan also stated that Biden assured Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky that all aid authorized by Congress will be sent to Ukraine in full by January 20th.
And President Biden made clear when President Zelensky was here in Washington a couple of months ago that we would spend all of the resources that were provided to us by the Congress on time and in full, meaning that by January 20th, we will have sent.
Sullivan further expressed that.
And of course, President Biden will have the opportunity over the next 70 days to make the case to the Congress and to the incoming administration that the United States should not walk away from Ukraine, that walking away from Ukraine means more instability in Europe. And ultimately, as the Japanese Prime Minister said, if we walk away from Ukraine in Europe, the question about America's commitment to our allies in Asia will grow.
Sullivan added.
Look, I'm not here to put forward a specific legislative proposal, but President Biden will make the case that we do need ongoing resources for Ukraine beyond the end of his term.
Sullivan said.
Because the threat to Ukraine will remain no matter what exactly happens on the battlefield or at the negotiating table, and the United States should not walk away from its commitment either to Ukraine or to 50 nations that we have rallied in defense of Ukraine in both Europe and Asia.
Sullivan's comments came as Ukraine launched its largest drone strike on Moscow since the start of the war, with at least 34 drones targeting the Russian capital. Trump has maintained that Russian leader Vladimir Putin would not have invaded Ukraine if he were in office at the time. Trump told Reuters that Ukraine may need to cede some territory to achieve peace, an idea that Ukraine rejects and Biden has not proposed. According to the Government Accountability Office, Congress has allocated over $174 billion to Ukraine under Biden's administration. Aid to Ukraine is expected to decrease under Trump, as Republicans are set to control the U.S. Senate with a 53-seat majority.